Hello YouTube, hello Twitch. Hope you're all doing well and welcome to a guide of what Overmatch is. Overmatch is a very important mechanic you should learn as soon as possible as a new player so you can increase your damage output and know when and where to aim. Basically what Overmatch does is that your guns are ignoring an armor value regardless from the angle if they're 14.3 times or more or greater the thickness of the armor. For example, that means if you have 10mm bow armor, let's say you have 10mm bow armor, as soon as you have 144mm guns, AP guns shooting on it, they cannot ricochet on it regardless the angle. So as soon as a gun caliber is 14.3 times bigger than the actual armor value, you will be able to just penetrate directly the armor. And I want to showcase that to you with the bongo. The bongo has 457mm of armor penetration. 457mm of gun caliber, which means it can overmatch up to 30-ish to 31mm of armor. That means everything that has 30mm in the bow can be overmatched, and you don't care about the angle and can just go straight through and it will not ricochet. I put a few bait chips here as an example to showcase you how it exactly works and how you can see how it makes a difference, and also give you a few tips when you shoot on a target that you can overmatch from the front, where to shoot. We're gonna start with the Conqueror. Now the Conqueror has 32mm of frontal armor. We can only overmatch 31-ish millimeters of armor though. Yamato, for example, with 3mm more can actually penetrate the 32. But what's gonna happen now is, regardless if I'm staying nose into him, it will automatically auto bounce. See, 6 ricochets, no damage, nothing is gonna happen. Now we look at the Des Moines. A Des Moines, for example, has a fully covered nose of 27mm. So what's gonna happen is, regardless if he's completely nose into me, where I would usually ricochet, we will just go straight into the bow and pen it. So this is, by the way, now a perfect example of the overmatch. He's fully angled, we don't care. We got 1 ricochet because it hit here the Citadel belt. But you saw we got 4 penetrations there, and it just completely ignored the armor. And if you remember this 14.3 of your caliber and you learn some armor values, you will really notice how much it can drastically improve your gameplay. Now we look at, for example, and the damage output. Now we look at the St. Vincent. Now we look at the St. Vincent, for example. It's a battleship. What a lot of people don't check though in the game is, they think it has 32mm of armor, but it doesn't. It has 25. So if you're brawling a Vincent and he's in front of you, no bow in, you can overmatch his armor directly by shooting his bow. Very handy to know, and also secures you quite a lot of damage. Last but not least, I took a Pedro as an example because now it's getting interesting. Certain ships don't have the same value all over the bow. Some of them have an icebreaker, for example. That means they have different armor layouts in the front. For example, in case of the Pedro, it has 25mm on the top, which you can overmatch, but on the bottom, I'm not sure if it's 50 or 40mm, but basically you cannot overmatch it. I'm gonna aim super low now, and you will see a lot of shells will ricochet unless we all hit. I need to aim very low here. Okay, this was very bad because we hit a lot in the front. But basically, you would ricochet down here, and you wanna aim a bit higher because you can overmatch here. We're gonna go closer to the Pedro to demonstrate it a bit better, because this was really like RG right now. Gonna go forward here, and then I want to show you something as well, which is very important to know to maximize your damage output on an overmatch. Gonna go a bit forward now. Again, we can shoot one more time the Conqueror, fully bow in. You see we're not gonna do any damage. 9 ricochets, damn. Good. Now we're in front of the Pedro. There we go. So let's get ready. I'm gonna aim low again to just showcase you the ricochet. There. Did you see that? 4 ricochets on this bow because there's the icebreaker of 40 millimeters which we can't overmatch. But now I'm gonna aim high on the upper part which we can overmatch. And suddenly we got a massive amount of damage. That's really important. This is why overmatch is so important to know, because sometimes you have like you think you need to load HE to do like quite a bit of damage, but instead you could rather go straight for the bow of the enemy ship, or you can aim, for example, on the superstructure as well. Last but not least, I want to show you another trick, how to maximize the overmatch. I don't know if Bongo's pen actually allows it, but we're gonna try it regardless. Occasionally you will be in a brawl and you need to shoot as soon as possible because you might be low on HP. So let's say you're in a scenario like this with the Des Moines. You can overmatch him here. You cannot Citadel him from this angle. Yeah, okay, I need to hit the armor here right now. Oh my god, it's not hitting the thingy. Okay, anyway, basically you would ricochet. I cannot Citadel him right now. There is a trick though, how you can use the overmatch to also Citadel enemy ships. The bow section is usually a fixed value, that a fixed part of the ship that ends just in front of under the turrets, and most of the turrets have in the internal armor layout a cut in here. What this basically means is if you shoot direct, you can even see it with the damage sections that are changing it. If you shoot here, your chance of Citadeling the Des Moines is greatly improved. You cannot Citadel him here because he's too angled, and if you just shoot the bow, you will just get pens. But if you shoot directly under the turret here, you have a really good chance of Citadeling your opponent way earlier than he can do to you. And these are like some of the important factors you need to take in consideration. I hope it's gonna work now, because again, Bongo's pen is sometimes very lackluster. But basically, if you have an engagement like this where he's angled, you want to go as close as possible to the guns here to maximize your chance of Citadeling him. Let's see if it works. Yeah, there we go. We got a Citadel, perfect. We got also a lot of pens, but we also got a Citadel. And this is basically how Overmatch works, and how it's kind of an important feature you should know in the game, and how to, well, yeah, use it to your advantage. Again, knowing values is very important. Don't just think every BB cannot be overmatched because it has 32. It's not true, as St. Vincent is an example right now. And a lot of times in lower tiers, you will also, at the beginning when you start, you will also notice that you can just overmatch all the other BBs as well, because usually the armor in the front and the bow of low tier battleships, for example, and cruisers is super low, and most calibers will surpass it. So that's basically how it works. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe to YouTube if you like the video, if you want to see more important factors and mechanics in the game, how they work. And all I gotta say now is thank you so much for watching, and we'll see us next time on YouTube. Bye bye, my friends.